Hey guys, how's it going? Um, Back with something a little different. As you can probably tell, this is not a car. This is in fact a mower that I got a couple weeks ago. It's a Cadet XT1, 42-inch model. On my Instagram, kind of had some fun with y'all. When I got it, I posted on my story being like, "Oh, I got a new ride. Hint, it's yellow." Which most people thought I bought a yellow E36 M3 Dakar yellow, my favorite color. But instead it was this, and I revealed the picture afterwards to had many responses of people cursing me out. So not really, only a couple of those. But yeah, so this is the new mower, and I've cut with it a few times now. It's great. It's super. It's it's exactly what I need. I got a good deal on it. I got it on Marketplace, and well, what I think is a good deal. Everyone says they got a good deal on what they buy, right? So this is, my third time cutting with it now, and I just finished the front. I'll do the back a few days later, or a few days later this week. And yeah, I just got it really dirty. I bought a waterproof cover for it because I probably can't keep it under the carport 24/7. And so yeah, this is me just doing my best to maintain this thing well, and I have to kind of improv on how to clean this because I know that these aren't made like cars, to take a bunch of water. So I'm going to be pretty light with the water. Maybe I'll hose like the deck a good amount. That's kind of my main concern here is the deck, because I know that these can rust out over time. This thing's not wanting to go in here. Okay. Yeah, these like to rust out, and so just want to get the moisture away from it. The grass clippings carry water that sits and eats away. So yeah, so I like I said, I really enjoyed have enjoyed cutting with this thing before, and it's been fun. It's been, if you do the math, I kind of just put this off for a while, but if you do the math, it really does make sense to buy one of these. It's like kind of a no-brainer, at least for my yard and my situation. I forget what I have in this bottle, but it's something pretty light. I was being charged $100 a month to have my lawn done, and what is it? That gets the lawn gets done 8 times, or for 8 months of the year, right? And so here in Tennessee, and so that's a pretty hefty amount. I mean, over 10 years, that's $8,000. So for me to make this purchase worth it, I'm going to be here a while. Let's just say 10 years, $8,000. I mean, you could do it with half that. 5 years, $4,000 if I just have someone do it. Which is a pretty good deal, I guess. It's taking me 0 time. But if I invest into this, let's say I bought it new, which I did, like I said, I did not, and it was a lot cheaper than new. I bought it with 40 hours, by the way, or not even, 30-something hours on it. So it's pretty much brand new. Let's say I bought it new though, $2,000. And let's just say an ample amount of repairs are needed over the course of 5 years. So our target here to beat is $4,000, because that's what it would cost to have other people do it. It's $2,000 in, and let's just say $1,000, $3,000. So I'm saving $1,000 over 5 years. I really don't think this would need $1,000 worth of work. And let's just say it needs small things here and there, a couple $100 worth of work. You're looking at definitely, this is worth it by far. Save you at least a few $1,000s, and over 10 years, the savings increase the longer this thing runs. If I only have to put $3,000 into it, like let's say I only have to put $3,000 into it, including the purchase price, over 10 years, which I think is reasonable. I looked at the parts and stuff like that and what it would cost to, change out tires and do that, and oil changes and gas, obviously, which by the way, this thing's amazing on gas. Looking at that, that's pretty reasonable, $3,000 over 10 years. So, looking at a huge savings, 5,000 bucks worth of savings. And the time commitment is very small for me because I'm only on an acre. And so it's well worth it for me to do it myself. And it's fun. It's been fun to ride around on this thing. And if it needs maintenance down the line, I'll be able to do it myself, hopefully. And so, yeah, so I'm looking forward to using this thing and saving some money where I can and where it makes sense, and getting to own some fun machine too. Like I said, it's fun, so it's definitely worth it for me at least. So I'm just spraying the underside, and honestly, I haven't, like I said, I haven't done this before, so I'm just kind of trying to be careful here. The guy I bought it from, and I'll kind of expand on this because I think it's really important when buying anything used, but also when buying a car used. I like when the owner is an adult and when the owner is somebody who I can at least semi-confidently deem as somebody who is responsible and takes care of their things, which I think is obvious, but if you can hold out for a car or a tractor or a mower or whatever and get it from somebody who you just get a good feeling about, I think that can go a long way sometimes. Not always, of course. You can't just trust that. You have to have the, numbers and facts, and maintenance records don't lie, or most of the time they don't lie. So obviously we have to rely on that first, but it is worth noting that the previous owner, just get a read on them, get a feel for them, and that should play at least a little part of your decision on, what you're buying. So I'm gonna just wipe this down now with a little mixture I have. These things get torn up. People just leave them outside, don't ever wash them or take care of them. Finding these things in decent shape are actually pretty hard. Most people are going to take okay care of cars, but these are almost always in kind of rough shape. It's hard to find them used in good shape. Cool, what else can we wipe down here? The front, there's just dirt all over this thing. I'm going to go through with my drying towel too and soak up all the moisture at the deck, around the deck, because that's what I'm really concerned about. The guy who had this for me, to finish up what I was saying before, was an elderly man, and he took really good care of this thing. Regular oil changes. I think he's a guy that was gentle with it and, wasn't hauling stuff all the time with it or anything like that. He lived on like a 1/4 acre flat yard and just used it a few times, and he said this was kind of overkill for him, so that's why he was selling it. And so he also really wanted to know that I was going to take good care of it too, which I think is always funny, but I get it, like if you really take care of something and you put that extra work in, you kind of don't want to see it all go to waste, even if you're not really or not at all going to see the thing again or be involved with it again. I just think it's the meaning behind it. I don't know. I get it. I sold my first car to a kid, my Acura Integra, 94 manual. It was just an LS, but it was such a fun car. And I'm gonna switch towels now. The kid who bought it from me immediately just slammed it on eBay coils and just disrespected the car. Wasn't taking care of it, was smoking in it. Literally all these things. I know because I had him on social media for a bit. And man, it was pretty disturbing to watch, not gonna lie. I know it sounds silly for some of you guys, but I think most people can understand, especially if you love the car. So yeah, this thing, super clean. And generally speaking, you know, it's just got some dust on it right now, but overall this thing is pretty much in brand new condition, and I want to keep it that way. And speaking of which, I know I'm bouncing around here, but I bought this from an older guy. I bought my E36 M3 convertible from an older lady, and it was fantastic. The car drove fantastic, so that was great. That was a great experience. The wagon that I have, the E91, also a manual, I bought from a middle-aged woman, also fantastic driving car, well maintained. These cars have records, they have stories. I don't like a car without a story, like, oh, I just got it from a buddy like 6 months ago. That's all I got. You know, it's like, that's okay. That's not comforting at all. Like, this car could have gotten hit by a train and you would have no idea. Like, you know, so I really appreciate cars coming from adults who care for it. And I kind of think moving forward, I'm probably going to stick to that philosophy when buying a car. I actually just put a deposit down on a car, and I won't tell you guys what it is yet, but, well, I'll tell you it's an E36 M3, but I won't tell you the spec yet. But I'm really hyped on it, and it's coming from an older gentleman, so I'm really excited about that. It's not the lowest owner count, but I don't really mind if this car presents nicely, and it's exactly what I was looking for, pretty much. I think I mentioned in this last video I uploaded that, you know, or in the last few videos that I've uploaded, that I'm not making this an idol, or I'm doing my best to not make this an idol and obsess over one spec, and I'm gonna look for months and months and months. Like, I'm gonna be happy in any E36 M3, because my source of happiness doesn't come from buying a car or keep buying a clean car or the exact spec I want. That's not going to make me happy, and so that's not going to bring me lasting fulfillment or lasting happiness. We need to understand that things aren't going to do that for us, and we have to go deeper. And what I mean when I say that is, for me in my life, it's been my faith. Knowing God and that He wants to have a relationship with me is what has given me sustained happiness and purpose. That's the word I was looking for. You know, I think sometimes we let cars be our purpose, or I'm gonna own a house and that's gonna be my purpose, or I'm gonna even provide for a family. Good things, you know. But those things don't bring lasting fulfillment or happiness or purpose, because what happens when those things let you down, or when you can't have those things anymore? What happens when, you know, God forbid, your spouse leaves you, or God forbid there's a loss in the family, or God forbid you wreck your car? These things are, the Bible says these things are earthly things, and they pass away like everything else on the earth. But God's love for us doesn't pass away, and His desire to know us and be in communion with us does not pass away. And so that's kind of what I'm all about, is kind of this higher purpose of loving people. God calls me to love people and to serve others. And so that's what this channel is all about, is me attempting to do that through a passion of cars, to meet others who share the same passion, and just try to be more like Jesus. That's the standard. I feel like He's called me to do this, and so I'm just listening to what He's telling me as I wash my new lawnmower. Guys, this is looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna dry the deck, and actually I need to wipe it down still, I forgot. This is very wet. Water just sits here. There's a little attachment you can buy to stick your hose and clean the blades. It attaches your hose to the deck to go through it to clean the blades. You turn the thing on and spin it. So I might have to grab that. Dang, this thing cleaned up nice. I think I'm just about there. I even kind of dried out the deck with this this cloth. So guys, this might be it. I might call it for this one. You know, obviously I don't need this to be perfect, but this is looking pretty good. If you guys have any questions about this, I did a lot of research. This isn't the best mower out there, but I don't need the best mower. I just need something decent, cost effective. Looks nice too, cuts well, it's comfortable, has a great turning radius, so that's great. But anyways, I'll catch you guys for the next one. We'll keep you updated on the E36 hunt. Hopefully I'm flying to Boston in the next week or so to grab the next car. I'm super stoked on it. But until then, I'm gonna ride this thing. Just kidding. The wagon is still drivable, but I will be tearing that thing apart soon. And of course I'll make a video on it. But until then, guys, take care, and I'll catch you guys for the next one.